Hi there, name's Nico, and today I'm going to show you how to beat the stage 11 of the newest MoC, A Song's True Theme. So for this MoC, at the start of every wave of cycle, summon one trotter onto the field. The trotter will be immediately defeated when it is weakness broken. After the trotter is defeated, advance the attacker's action forward by 100%, then apply memory imprint to all allies. Every stack of memory imprint increases the target's attack by 15% and break effect by 30%. Up to a max of 5 stacks. And the first enemy is Swarog with the T-Rex and the ice out of space enemy. They are all weak to wind and fire, with most of them also being weak to lightning. And the ice guy is weak to quantum. For the second half, Japard is the main boss with a few of the Automatron Spectral Envoys, the Disciple of Sanctus Medicus, and a Memory Zone meme, Insatiable Vanity. They're all weak to physical except for the Shapeshifter, and most of them are weak to imaginary except for the Memory Zone meme, Vanity. Most are also weak to lightning, and one's weak to fire, and this guy is weak to wind and ice. So in terms of team comps, here's the teams I used. First half I used a Acheron main DPS carry. You can also alternatively use, instead of Acheron here, you can put Asta or Guinafen or Ruan Mei. Ruan Mei would be the better if you're just going to do a Kafka Black Swan team, because Ruan Mei will just buff Kafka's Black Swan's damage. And you don't need Acheron at all. If you have Acheron here only, and you don't have the other two, I would use Guinafen and Pela as the alternatives for your two Nihility options. If you don't have one of those, then Sampo is the replacement if you don't have Black Swan. In terms of other teams, you could just do a mono pyro team or mono fire with Himeko, Topaz, Asta, Gallagher, or you can do a blade hypercarry team, or even like a Jing Yuan blade Ruan Mei dual DPS team is also fine for this half. In terms of healers, it doesn't really matter. Huo Huo is just really good because they're all weak to wind, and Huo Huo's probably the best healer in the game. I know it really depends, but generally people consider Huo Huo the best. I like Gallagher here because they're all weak to fire as well. In terms of like 4-star options, you really can just use anyone here. It doesn't really matter. Even ones that aren't weak to like Japard or Lynx, Natasha, it doesn't really matter. Just Gallagher is quite nice for the break, which is also buffed by this particular MoC. In second half, I'm doing a Clara Topaz dual hypercarry. Mainly, it's actually Clara hypercarry, with Topaz being more of a buffer for Clara because I have her at E1 S1. I have it E2 S2 or E2 S1. E2 doesn't do any buffing. It's just the E1 specifically. If you don't have Clara, I mean, this would be the one that you'd use Boot Hill for, which he's no longer on the banner at this time I'm recording this, unfortunately. If you missed him, then obviously you're not going to use Boot Hill here. But if this one would be the best for Boot Hill, then you do Trailblazer, Imaginary Trailblazer, Ruan Mei, and then again your choice of Sustain Unit, Aventurine, Lynx, Gallagher, though I'd use Gallagher first half if you're going to use Gallagher at all. Natasha, it doesn't really matter. Other team comps, you could just replace Clara with Dr. Ratio here because most of them are weak to imaginary damage as well, or you can just do a Dong Hong Ambivalent hyper carry if you have Sparkle. I don't have Sparkle, so I use Yukong instead. Robin or Ruan Mei, and then again Wuxuan, good option. Another sustain, whatever sustain unit you really want. This one actually has, it doesn't really matter. None of these guys apply any like debuffs on you that you have to worry about. So it's up to your choice in that regard. yeah, you can just replace, you can just use the normal follow-up team here, Aventurine, Dr. Ratio instead of Clara Lynx, and that's like the meta follow-up attack team, and that worked perfectly fine for here. I'll show you some of my friends what they've done who have done like 3 stars. So first half, again, this is a Kafka Black Swan, got dual DPS team, or even triple DPS Guinafen. You can use Asta here if you don't have Guinafen as the free-to-play option, or Ruan Mei is the better option if you have her. And then this half's just a Clara hypercarry, which is perfectly fine. You don't even need Topaz. You can just do Ting Young as Clara, well, Clara's best support followed by Ting Young. So if you have Robin, then do like Robin, Ting Young, Clara, Lynx. But if you don't have Robin, then Pela's perfectly fine. This side, they actually did this person did the meta follow-up attack team for first half. Yeah, that's fine. It's a little bit ironic because the first half there's no imaginary weakness. I'm surprised you do that in the first half instead of the second half, but whatever. Just getting carried by Topaz there, and the second half, as I said, is a Donghong and Beverly hyper carry with Sparkle, Ting Young, and then Huo Huo. Doesn't really matter, but Luocha is quite good with Donghong because he doesn't use SP. He's SP positive compared to Huo Huo, who isn't. But if you have Sparkle, that wouldn't be an issue. And then last half, this is a Acheron hyper carry team. What I've done, they're staying as Aventurine, which is actually Aventurine works very well with Acheron because Aventurine applies a debuff every time he attacks, which gives more stacks for Acheron. So Aventurine with the dot light cone that applies a dot as well when he attacks would give Acheron 2 buffs. You don't need to do that much. It's just if you're like really want to focus on getting Acheron the ult as much as possible, you can do that, but you don't need to. And then second half, as I said, is the Boot Hill hyper carry team with the imaginary Trailblazer and Ruan Mei. If you don't have Ruan Mei, it's a great time to pick her up as she's being rerun right now. If you aren't going for Firefly, Ruan Mei is going to be a staple for any break effect team in the future because she buffs break effect. I don't see them replacing her for a very long time. And even if you don't do break effect, she's just great with like dot teams as an example. She's even just good with hyper carry. She's just an amazing support. So that's besides the point. And I'll just quickly go over my stats at this point. Feel free to check it out. I have now finally actually got my Acheron built better. I finally got a good chess piece, or a good enough chess piece as compared to my previous videos. I got this chess piece, which it could be better. It could have rolled a little bit better, but it didn't rolled fine enough for me to actually want to change it. And I also got a great new rope here. Not that if you've been following my channel at all, you see an amazing new rope for Acheron. So yeah, she's doing more damage now that I'm actually on a 4-piece Pioneer, which is the ideal. Kafka, same old, same old. I haven't changed her yet at all. Eventually, I'll get to working on her build. This is the best 4-star light cone for her. Max traces. This is the old meta for Kafka. New meta is the same as what my Black Swan is using, which is Prisoner in Deep Confinement and Glamoth. This is what you want to be on instead of this, but this set's also fine. No Eidolons. Same thing, you want a 120 effect hit rate above for Black Swan, which mine's a little bit too high, but it's fine. Better to be too high than too low, really. And I have her personal light cone. Only 8s at this time. I'm working on it. And I already said about this. Nothing here. Gallagher, you just want break effect on them with speed, so doesn't really matter what other stats you have. I have this light cone, like the 4-star light cone. Just 8s across the board, 2-piece break effect, 2-piece speed, with Broken Keel, which actually, Broken Keel is not... And Broken Keel is actually okay because you're buffing Acheron's damage. It doesn't matter for Kafka Black Swan. And E4, Clara. My Clara could be better, but it's fine as is. Or she's fine as is. Personal light cone, max traces, and physical set. Follow up, E2. Lynx. Just 1 stack HP speed. That's about it on her. Then I have post-op conversation, almost max. Doesn't really matter. You don't need her max. And 2-piece speed, 2-piece healing with broken keel, and she's E6. Robin, you just want to stack attack and speed on her. My attack's a little bit low because I don't have the best pieces. This is the free-to-play option, which is what I'm using. This is from the event last patch, which if you have Robin, you really should have this Lycone. Like, if you skip the event, I feel sorry for you. And max traces. This is technically, I was just switching up my builds around because I was doing other stuff. Here we go. Is this the one I want? Does it really matter? I'll just take Bronia's rope. It doesn't matter. So yeah, broken heel, E0, and then Topaz is one of my better built characters in terms of like stats. So I have her personal Lycone, as I mentioned, max traces, and follow up E2. E2 doesn't really matter in my opinion that much. It's more the E1 that actually matters. But yeah, if you don't have Topaz, just use Ting Young instead here, and you'll be fine. So yeah, with that in mind, here I'll just go over beating stage 11 now. I always start with Acheron's technique here. Just Black Swans is free to use. It doesn't attack the enemy. So Black Swan into Acheron.
Decided to play your ace, huh?
And pretty much you're just gonna want to attack the T-Rex species has 6 stacks.
Relax.
And normally you're gonna want to use your basic attack on Black Swan, but at the beginning you're gonna use a skill because you have enough. What's it called? You have enough skill points. Oh yes, I will also move myself over. You wanna see that? Hopefully I'm not covering that up too much. At this point I'll just do my auto attack. Oh, Gallagher, you generally actually gain SP because when you ult you can advance them forward. So you just do like basic attack, ult, basic attack, and you get like 2 SP. I want ult right now.
Destiny is apparent.
We'll just ult with Acheron right now. I'm like, let's see if Kafka's ult will kill, or Acheron's ult will kill him.
Cut in the net.
Okay, that should kill him. We're just gonna ult now.
Time to say bye. Boom.
There we go. We're gonna basic attack with Gallagher. Okay.
Ill fate descends.
And then we just hit you.
Relax.
So we're gonna basic attack and then immediately ult.
Stand still.
Nice, like my friends.
It's also good for like the break effect as well. You can see how much break we do, and then we'll ult with Acheron here.
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Okay, we'll just hit Trog at this point. Like, the T-Rex is gonna die to dot. We probably even attacked him a little bit too much, but it's okay.
Evaluating variables.
We'll just do
Manifest
that.
beneath the waters.
We have enough
lies
skill
an
points
endless
to
abyss.
use Black Swan's skill there instead.
In the mood for another beating?
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall. Good times. Time to say bye.
And we'll use Kafka.
Relax. That's half the work. On still waters of oblivion.
We'll just basically attack the Trog to get another turn with Black
What do you want to
Swan.
know?
Executing annihilation.
Like it doesn't matter.
Say bye to breathing.
A basic attack immediately alt,
Stand still.
Nice like a good, my friend.
and then we'll alt with Acheron. I'm just doing it also to save us a turn, by the
I
way.
weep for the departed.
By doing this, I've actually saved us a turn.
It too shall fall.
So it took us only 2 cycles instead of 3 cycles. Okay, so let's just redo it.
Unscathed. Dangerous thoughts. Harmony and unison. Easy numbing liquidation. Right. Investing in victory means playing the long game. I think something hit me.
Suppress.
I'm
Fine.
asking questions. Test. Free.
Let the valuation go, nappy. Tonight,
Bring
stars
everyone
are
up.
Defense. Answer me. 0 points. Knowledge, the measure of truth.
No alt you. You're dead. Dead here.
easy numbie. Liquidation.
Unscathed.
Free.
Glitch raised. Unscathed.
0 points.
Component down. Wheel of calm.
Alt immediately. Well, alt after she finished our attack.
The market is unpredictable. Right. Investing in victory means playing the long game.
Suppress.
Specimen sighted. Low risk, high reward.
Glitch raised.
Your answers?
We can just kill you with a basic attack. So we'll save the skill points.
Commencing research.
Which one has you? Of course, it's this one. I need to get rid of the trotter there.
Evaluate go, nappy.
We'll put it on this guy first.
Our position is solid.
It's fine. She should be okay.
Test. Free.
May song bring us. Specimen sighted.
I think I can just heal you.
Easy numbie. Feeling much better. Liquidation.
On my command.
Actually, alt immediately.
Stars echo.
Pull everyone up after Japard attacks here. Yeah, it gives everyone a shield, unfortunately.
0 points.
It's fine.
Commencing research.
The market is
Right. Investing in victory means
We
playing
gotta move Numby to Japard at this point. We just ignore the random guy there. We can burn through this so quickly.
SAS. Knowledge, the measure of truth and falsehood. This ends here.
to travel.
Heal everyone up.
Free. 0 points.
Go, nappy.
Test. Free.
Almost dead.
I hope for an end to strife and.
First, I can't use the skill here.
The market is unpredictable.
Right. Investing in victory means playing the long game. Commencing research.
Doesn't really matter
What the heck?
because
Adventurous.
we're about to die anyway. I'm not even gonna bother healing Topaz. Okay, so yeah, I did it faster by 1 cycle. So yeah, ratio's a lot faster. I don't know why I use Clara there. I'll just show you my sets for Doctor Ratio instead. Doctor Ratio is free anyway, so you guys should have. If you haven't built them, I mean, I highly recommend you build them. There's a lot of follow-up attack buffs in general. Not for this particular MoC, but I just mean he's just a good character to build anyway. And he, if as long as you made an account before 2.2, you should have him. He was given out for free to everyone. So yeah, much better option than Clara. He did in a faster cycle if you are struggling. I'll just show my stats for Doctor Ratio here instead. Because I showed my Clara stats. You can use Clara still if you don't actually have your Doctor Ratio built. It doesn't matter. It is one cycle a little longer, but yeah, but I'm still way under 20 cycles. I still have 5 cycles left, and I have no down characters. So yeah, if this video you found helpful, consider giving a like, and I hope to see you at a different video of mine. I'm going to cover the Apocalypse Shadow in the next video if that's something you're struggling with and would like to know how to beat it.